You can choose a superpower, but the first person to reply can choose a side effect. What superpower do you choose? To be able to reach into your pocket and always have the right money to pay for something. You never have pockets. Well, he said your pocket, not his pocket. The ability to instantly teleport anywhere on Earth that I choose. You can't teleport to the same country twice. It's enough for one world tour. I'll take it. Just start tons of wars, and then there will be different countries. To stop time at will, without the help of any external tool, that is a clock. You can't restart it. On the plus side, he's just solved entropy by effectively ending the universe. Yes. I always have an awesome comeback for any insult. 5 minutes after the argument has ended. That's how it always is without a superpower. Depending on the situation, a background music, like in movies, plays that only I can hear. It's always played by bagpipes. Create copies of myself to be a superhero that can be everywhere at the same time. But your copies are just lasting 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Talk to animals. Animals are huge assholes and insult you all the time. Also, you learn birds are really ducking racist. Create the food that I want to eat whenever I want. However, the food item's always one day past its use by. The best by date often just means when it tastes best, so it would still be edible. Control of the element. You can only control them while naked and jumping. This would be very inconvenient during battle. Creating portals to quickly get around. Every time you create a portal, a duck comes out of it that you have to suck before using it. Op was expecting a negative side effect. r/Sedenlige. This user has forgotten straight women exist. I can cure any disease at will, but only if you touch the person. You become famous for it, and every waking moment is demanded by people begging your aid. Every moment of your life not trying to use it on as many people as you can get to is an avoidable death is on your head, and many people in the medical community give up and send the hard cases your way rather than pushing medicine ahead. When you die eventually of old age, you've either lived a life of altruistic slavery and set back medicine for nearly a century, or turned your back on the sick and dying to prioritize yourself. You monster. Either die a hero or love long enough to become a villain. Time stops when I sleep. You can only sleep after a bottle of hard spirits. I have this side effect, but no superpower to go along with it. White Claw isn't a spirit, but there's no laws when you're drinking claws. Your superpower is alcoholism. Teleportation. But you cannot control at what altitude you appear. So I could end up underground? If it's just upwardly vertical, then I'd carry a parachute everywhere. Works until you reappear at the reverse Goldilocks zone. High enough to injure/die. Too low for the chute to slow you enough. Well, if you appear in this zone, you have to first accelerate to terminal velocity, so the parachute doesn't need to slow you down, just prevent you from speeding up. Base jumping. Just teleport a second time and go with the easier height. Creating black holes that sucks everything into it. You're billed for everything that goes missing. I don't have enough money. Just suck the bills into the black holes. Ooh, so easy. Being able to run or fly up to the speed of light. But once you start you can't stop. A train is that you folk diabolical mate. Having a 12-inch pianist. The pianist is a duck. Beautifully played. Shape shifting. But you don't control when it happens or what shape you shift to. You could be sitting, having dinner in a nice restaurant and suddenly, oh shit, you're an aardvark in a suit. Telekinesis. Only for items over 4,000 pounds. So, I go work in a rail yard, loading ships. Cranes are expensive to maintain and operate. Probably could pull $200,000 slasher easy off that, possibly even more. You're not thinking big enough. Rent yourself out per hour as a person who can move heavy equipment in factories. You can make millions per year. Plus, there's other questions. Is it any individual item over 2 tons? What's the range or momentum limits? What's stopping me from moving a new base to the moon for 1 billion as a contractor? Super speed reaction times. You simply perceive everything slower than a normal person, so you have to experience life in slow motion. Good lord, imagine having to be at work in slow motion. You have to wait for every web page to load. I'd just download every TV show ever and watch them at 5x speed. Actually a genius plan, until you realize they would download in slow motion too. Life would be so boring. Just gotta have something downloading at all times. Go run around the planet a few times or something. Flying. Every time you fly you have explosive diarrhea. Well, shit. Yeah, like a bird. I'll call it fly area. I have a speech skill of 200. Intelligence 7. Still smarter than Grog. I see you are a person of culture as well. Oh boy, let's see what people can do with what I like to call perspective interaction. Here's how it works. You know how you can close one of your eyes and hold your fingers out in front of you to make it look like you're crushing someone's head between them. Basically that, but it works. You can grab a car from across the street and bring it to you. However, the size changes according to your perspective. When you see something in the distance, it looks smaller, so when you bring it to you, it's still that size. I hope I've explained it well enough. Have fun. Every time you do this your hand becomes the same size it would be from the perspective of the car in the distance being picked up when you bring it back. Or heck, at least I can kind of control how big my hands are. You know what they say about a man with big hands? He has trouble playing guitar. I can summon cute therapy dogs at the snap of a finger. You can summon the therapy dogs, but once they appear, they are here forever. There are therapy dogs everywhere. Everyone is happy. I will be happy every day for the rest of my life. You don't gain any extra happy days. It's just all days that would have been unhappy are removed from your projected lifespan. So I die instantly. THX. Honestly that's worth. Bleh. That's not a superpower, that's suicide. I'm average at everything I attempt, and I'm never just not able to do something. So like if I tried to breathe underwater, I'm not gonna be as efficient as a fish. It will be hard to breathe, but I won't drown. Or say if I attempt to jump off a cliff and fly, I'm not gonna be as good as Superman, but I can manage. The power is the side effect. Everything in your life is average. I can smoke crack. No side effects. Go for it. One of the best ass credits in a long time. But now we'll have to wait 5 years. Agreed. Off topic, but the imagination and inventiveness in this thread reminds me of a duel between Voldemort and Dumbledore in the Ministry of Magic. They really do have superpowers, but they take something destructive the other puts out and divert it or transform it. You would need that imagination in real time to survive such a duel. Luck manipulation. Example, I could make a coin land heads or tails by will, making it a 100% chance it would land on a certain face. Easily could extend to larger things like winning the lottery, dodging bullets, lightning striking bad guys, or making it rain Dr. Pepper tomorrow. There is a 50% chance that your luck manipulation goes the other way. For instance, 100% could also be 0%, 75% could be 25%. So I'd be always very right or completely wrong, going with a 100% or 0%, or play a smooth 50/50. After coming to understand my powers, 50/50ing some instances would definitely be interesting. I dig it. Honestly a really hilarious nerf to an otherwise godly power. Nice reply. Thanks. I wish that I will attain the ability to spontaneously create any physical object that is conceivable by me without the usage of any pre-existing materials, in which I do not receive any mental alteration prior to the wish being stated by myself, apart from me having full control over the use of this ability, thus implying that this ability will only be used by me for any purposes which I deem to be acceptable, also meaning that the process of me Using the ability will not do harm to myself and will create the object in any amount of time and at any location that I wish for it to be created, and the wish must be granted in a manner that does not defect from any of the criteria stated in this entire text post. For example, that no earth-based biological organism, inclusive of myself and every organism that is currently being affected by the planet named Earth, as named by the dominant life forms native to the planet, who would refer to themselves as humans' gravitational field, no matter how insignificant the effect might be, shall have absolutely no negative events occur to them that might directly or indirectly hinder their current activities in any magnitude, and that the granting of this wish should have no impact whatsoever on the current continuity of the universe. Apart from my attainment of the aforementioned ability, the side effect is fame. Everyone knows you're the one who can make them anything. You never know peace or companionship again. Each time you use this, you get 10 years older.